Hi, and welcome back to this week's Self-Love Masterclass. Today, I'm talking to you about how to improve your self-esteem. One of the things that we often deal with in life are difficult people. Not only that, we have the media that is constantly bombarding us with messages, how we should think, how we should look, how we should feel, what we should do, and what makes a successful life or a successful human being. I want you to know that for you, it's important that you choose what is important to you, that you choose what matters to you, and that you create your own definition for what is a happy life or a successful life. I'm really excited that I'm getting to share these tips with you, because these are actually tips that I use in my own life, and these are tips that I share with my clients. If you're working with me already, you're going to be familiar with some of these tips. But if you're new to my channel, this gives you a nice introduction into the kind of work that I do one-on-one with people on a daily basis. The first tip is creating sacred space. What am I talking about when I say create sacred space? I'm saying that you need to have a place, a physical location where you feel completely safe and that, you can totally restore, reconnect, recharge, and build a personal, spiritual relationship with yourself. I recommend that you actually create either an altar, which is a place where you can sit down and meditate, reflect, journal, and be with yourself. Or if you don't want to create an altar, that you actually just have a corner of the house or a corner of your room where you condition yourself to know this is where you actually sit down to restore, reconnect, and recharge. You need sacred space. If you don't have it, it means that you do not have shelter for your soul, for your heart, for your mind, and for your thoughts. And as such, you do not have a place to build or grow your self-esteem. Tip number 2, you want to set some very clear intentions and make declarations. What do I mean by that? Okay, let me give you an example. Most people wake up in the morning, and what do they respond to? They respond to their alarm clock, then they check their BlackBerry or their iPhone or whatever it is, and they allow that energy to determine the rest of their day and how they're going to feel. So instead, what I'm offering you as a suggestion is that you wake up, you say your prayers or give thanks or whatever it is, and immediately after that you say, this is how I want to feel today. This is what I'm going to accomplish today. 2 things, very simple, and they're not things that are a part of your to-do list. They are an overall broad intention. I'll give you another example. I woke up this morning and I said, today I am focused. This is having me go in the direction and have a way of being that is consistent with being focused. If you have other questions about how to create an intention or a declaration, leave them in the comments below and I'll address them individually. Tip number 3 is perhaps one of the most important tips I'll give you, so you really want to listen to this section of the video carefully. It is curate your circle. And what I'm referring to is you really need to take a look at the circle of people that surround you on a day-to-day basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, and a yearly basis. I want you to check out the people that you spend holidays with. I want you to check out the people that you go to coffee with. I want you to check out your circle that you go out for weekends and playtime with. And I really want you to ask yourself a question. Do these people empower you? Are these people positive or negative? Not everybody that you were born with are people that you are meant to surround yourself with. And likewise, not everyone that calls himself a friend is somebody that can offer you the level of friendship that is going to have your self-esteem soar. Step number 4 is you need to know who you are. So many of us are affected by low self-esteem, not just because of the messages that we're surrounded by or the people that we're surrounded by. It is because we just don't have a clue who we are. We don't spend enough time having that personal relationship and celebrating ourselves and highlighting where we feel really good about ourselves. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit down with yourself, maybe after this video, or even stop the video now and do this. And I want you to look at your personality traits that you love, the characteristics about you that you love. I want you to look at the things that you've accomplished that you love. Think about the things that people say about you that are amazing. Like, do people say that they trust you? Do people say that you're a really great friend? Do people say that they can always count on you? I want you to really look in your life and look at who you are and validate yourself, celebrate yourself, feel good about yourself. Make a note of this. When you know who you are, it is very difficult for other people in your life to mess with you or strangers to mess with you. And it's not to say that you're going to feel like this every single day, that you're going to be happy every single moment of the day, and you wouldn't want that, because I promise you, you would not be spiritually growing if every moment of your life was happy. But certainly, you would always go back to your true north. Tip number 5 is get a life. I mean that in the most loving, compassionate, and sincere way. This is not about being offensive or rude at all. When we're struggling with low self-esteem, a lot of the time it is because we do not have a point of focus in our lives that empowers us, generates us, and makes us know that we are worthy, that we are extraordinary, and that we are here to fulfill and serve a purpose. It's time for you to not only just know who you are, but start being who you know you are meant to be. Ask yourself the question, right? What am I doing with my life? If you are drawing a blank and you don't have a clue, then this is part of the reason why your self-esteem may not be as high as you feel it could be or you want it to be. I encourage you to watch my YouTube video entitled How to Start Living Your Life's Purpose, so you can get the steps on how to do that. Still with me? Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. There are some huge pointers and tips and work for you to do, so be sure to get right on top of that after you finish watching the video, if you didn't do it while you were watching the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure that you do not miss a single self-love masterclass. Self-love masterclasses are published every Tuesday at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Periscope and Instagram. If you're not already following me on Periscope and Instagram, you can find me there. My handle is at Modern Day Wise Woman. That is all one word and all capitals. And I think that's it. It is such a pleasure, as always. I will see you next week for the next class. Mwah.